Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach class 10 students a humorous poem, that is, how to tell wild animals. How to tell wild animals means how to recognize, how to identify the wild animals. This poem is written by Caroline Wells. Caroline Wells was an American poet. She was born in 1862 and died in 1942. She was famous for popular mysteries, children's books, and humorous verse. So it is also a humorous poem written by Caroline Wells. So students, I hope you will definitely enjoy this poem. So we will start now. In the first stanza, the poet says that if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. In the first stanza, the poet Caroline Wells wants to suggest the visitors how to identify an Asian lion. Stanza 1. So students, the poet says that by chance, if by chance you go to the jungles in the east, sometimes we go to visit the jungles, and if by chance you go to the east jungles and you are moving and suddenly a large and tawny beast, tawny means yellowish brown, and you know beast means animal. If you see a yellowish brown color animal and it is very big and it roars so loudly that you will feel dying. You will feel that you will die due to the roaring sound of that yellowish brown beast. So, once again, students, I would like to explain it in a very simple way. Suppose that once you are moving in the east jungle and suddenly you see a yellowish brown color beast which size is very big, and if he roars so loudly that you will die due to the loud sound of that tawny beast, definitely you will make up your mind. You will understand that it is an Asian lion. So, in an easy way, how to identify the wild animals, the poet has explained in this poem. In the second stanza, or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. In the second stanza, the poet Caroline Wells describes how to identify a Bengal tiger. How to identify a Bengal tiger. The poet says that suppose that you are roaming. Roaming means moving aimlessly. You are moving round the forest and suddenly you see a wild beast, means wild animal, comes upon you, comes to you, greets you. A noble wild beast. A noble wild beast means a beast belonging to high born clan. High born clan means aristocratic clan. If an animal belongs to a high born clan, means aristocratic clan, and that animal comes and greets you, and how does it look like? It has black stripes on a yellow ground. Its body color is yellow. The animal has a yellow body. Its color is yellow. And on that yellow body, there are black stripes. Stripes. So there are black stripes on its yellow body of that beast. Just notice, if he eats you, and if that beast jumps over you, jumps on you, and starts eating, this simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Discern means make out. Discern, make out, or understand. So you will understand that high born aristocratic animal having yellowish body with black stripes that comes and eats you, it is a Bengal tiger. So in the second stanza, the poet describes how to identify, how to recognize, how to know a Bengal tiger easily. So in third stanza, stanza number 3, what does the poet say? If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain, he will only leap and leap again. So in the third stanza, the poet wants to suggest her readers how to identify a leopard. How to identify a leopard in an easy way. The poet explains that if you strolling means casually walking, strolling, casually walking. If you casually walking forth, moving here and there, and a beast you view means see. If you see an animal when you casually walk, and what kind of animal? Whose hide means skin, height, whose hide with spots is peppered. Peppered means covered. Whose hides whose hide is covered with spots. A spotted skin means an animal with spotted skin. So while strolling, while casually walking, if you see, if you come across an animal having spotted skin, and what does that animal do? Suddenly that animal jumps on you. Leap means jump. So suddenly that animal jumps on you. You must recognize that it is a leopard. So a leopard is an animal having spotted skin, and without being any late, it suddenly jumps over a man. It suddenly attacks over a man, and it will do no good to roar with pain. And suppose that if you roar with pain, if you start roaring, then the poet says that it will no use. It will no use of roaring in pain. It will be no use of crying in pain. Because once the leopard attacks you means it will consume you. It will eat you. It will kill you. So, in this way, the poet has mentioned in this poem, in a humorous way, how to identify the wild animals. In the fourth stanza, the poet says that if when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hawks you very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he will give you just one more caress. Suppose that you are walking in your yard. Yard means here backyard. Backyard of your house. If you are moving in the backyard of your house and you meet a creature, and that creature, that animal hawks you, means holds you from behind, hugs, hold tightly. If that animal holds you tightly from your back, you must recognize, you must identify, you must discern, you must know that it is a bear. Because a bear is an animal that is in the habit of hogging others, that is in the habit of holding others from back. And if you have doubt, the poet says that, once again the poet says that if you have doubt, then you guess he will give you just one more caress. Caress means loving touch, means once again it will touch you. Once again the bear will hold you from your back. Once again the bear will hug you. So if any animal hugs, if an animal hugs you means you must recognize that it is a bear. So the poet has given some techniques, some clues, so that we can easily identify, so that we can easily know which is that animal. Okay? So, in the fourth stanza, how to identify a player. Clear? And in the stanza number 5, in stanza 5, what does the poet say? Though to distinguish beasts of prey, a novice might none plus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. In stanza number 5, the poet wants to distinguish in an easy way between a hyena and a crocodile. Difference between a crocodile and a hyena. So the poet explains how to differentiate, how to make difference between a crocodile and a hyena. So you can easily distinguish. Distinguish means differentiate. You can easily differentiate the beasts of prey, means the animals who attack others for their food. A novice might none plus. None plus means confused, and novice means the new job. Novice means without any experience. That is called a novice. Suppose that if I have no experience of teaching, means I am a novice teacher. If a killer kills a man, he has no experience, he has not killed earlier. For the first time he kills anyone, means he is a novice killer. So, a novice might none plus. None plus means confused. None plus. Confused. So you may confuse. You may not differentiate. You may not distinguish. But the poet has suggested some simple rules how to distinguish, how to differentiate between a crocodile and a hyena. So how? You can easily identify a hyena because hyena come with merry smiles. Always a hyena smiles. Always a hyena has a smiling face. But a crocodile has always tears in his eyes. A crocodile always weeps, but a hyena always laughs. If you see an animal, if you see a laughing animal, it means that is a hyena. If you see a weeping animal, it means that is a crocodile. So in a very simple way, in a very funny way, in a very ludicrous way, in a very humorous way, the poet has tried her level best to suggest the readers how to differentiate, how to distinguish between a crocodile and a hyena. So now I am going to teach you the last stanza, that is stanza number 6. So what does the poet say? The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He has not any ears at all, and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, it is the chameleon you see. So in the last stanza, the poet instructs the reader How to identify a chameleon? How to identify a chameleon? A chameleon is small, just like a lizard. It is a kind of lizard, but it has not any ears. It has no wing. If there is nothing on the tree, suppose that you look at a tree and you find there is nothing on that tree, it means you will guess that it is a chameleon. Because a chameleon can easily change its color according to the things, according to the color of things where it lives, where it stays. It is a very fantastic habit of the chameleon. It is the unique quality of a chameleon. So students, in this way, the poet has tried her level best to make the readers convinced how to identify the wild beasts. And one important thing the poet has discussed here, and it is a literary device I want to suggest you. I hope for the first time you are going to learn that literary device, that is called poetic license. Students, it is very important. What is poetic license? Because the poetic license has been used in this poem. That's why I want to suggest you about the poetic license. As you know that sometimes a rider gets license to ride a bike, to ride a vehicle. So the poet has got the license also. So what is poetic license? Poetic license means poet has the right to use some short words, some different spelling in the sentence only to make the rhyming word perfect. It may be wrong spelling. It may be the wrong spelling for the reader, but it is the poetic license. The poet can write some wrong spelling only to match the rhyming word. Suppose that here in the first stanza, the poet has used the word dine. There is no word, just like dine. But dine is a poetic license word. And dine means dying. So the poet has not used the word dying here. The poet has used dine. Because he wants to get the rhyming word. So students, in this poem, How to Tell Wild Animals, the poet has used so many wrong words only to match the rhyming. So we will not take it as wrong because it is the poetic license. I hope your doubt is clear. You know about the poetic license. Thank you, students. In my next video, I will teach you the another poem. Thank you.